Imagine this. You're 41 years old and from a poor country village near the Serengeti in Tanzania. Life can be tough. Now imagine you've also lived your entire life with a large cleft lip and palate. Not only does it affect your appearance, but the cleft in your palate makes speech very difficult. Nyanopwe said people in the village laugh at her. Some pity her. Many can't understand her. And she has never married. But today, Nyanopwe will meet new friends, a team of volunteers who will turn her life around. After travelling for 30 hours from Perth to Mwanza, the Rafiki team arrives late at night, but is up early to start work the next morning. Not being able to rely on local equipment and facilities, gear is either stored in Mwanza or brought from Perth. 68 boxes have arrived from storage, 23 items are waiting at the hospital, and a further 15 suitcases of consumables were brought by the team. Thanks to many hours of planning back home, Mission Coordinator Tucker has a handle of where every single item is, from tiny sutures to our custom-made anaesthetic machines and some of the less high-tech equipment.
I'm assembling a trolley, presumably for medical equipment. I have no idea what Tucker's plan is, but it's all part of the greater scheme.
Don't squash your fingers.
With the majority of the gear unpacked, the team heads to the hospital, where it gets the first glimpse of the huge crowd of potential patients. Today our team assessed 98 people, adults and children, who are hoping an operation will change their lives, and mothers and fathers praying for a brighter future for their little ones. Lazaro has travelled from Buzwagi with Veronica, his youngest daughter. He says Veronica is a happy girl and at just 4, she plays along with other children in the village. However, he blames himself for her cleft, believing it is his punishment and she has to carry the burden. He's worried about how her cleft will affect her later in life, but is optimistic about the outcome of the surgery. Leaving Dad behind with his mixed feelings of nerves and excitement, Veronica heads down the corridor to the theatre for Rafiki's first operation of the mission.
You're doing things for the right reasons here. You know, it's based on what people really need.
Over the next hour, Matt will transform little Veronica's mouth, and as she grows up, her father's guilt will fade until it's as faint as Veronica's small, neat scar.
The patients, they're fabulous. What they've put up with to get here, their fortitude through the whole process, and their gratitude and relief at the end. I think that's the best part.
Nixon has certainly shown great fortitude. At just 11, he made the decision to travel on his own to join the mission.
I have come myself. We don't know if we are coming with the parents, so that I decided on to tell my uncle I will come on with me.
Nixon suffered a burn when he was 2. His arm function is okay, but will contract as he grows and will likely cause much bigger problems. He told us a little secret. He's scared of the needle, but he still puts on a brave face as he walks into surgery.
We'll just put him in a bandage and he'll have some physio after the surgery, and hopefully avoiding the issues of getting a wound contracture that would actually require maybe more extensive surgery in the future.
After surgery, just like any other young boy, Nixon wants one thing: to speak to Mum. Veronica is also in the recovery room, and it's time for her dad to see his little girl for the first time. Lazaro tells local Dr. Victor the results are beyond his expectations. Justina has brought Irene back a second time. She was 18 months old when she fell on a boiling pot of water, and as it healed, she's developed a very large keloid scar. Keloid scars are almost impossible to treat. An operation would likely make it worse, but a 20-minute procedure will help this little 4-year-old feel much more comfortable.
For Irene, she's got problems with the area being very itchy, and so we're going to inject some steroid directly into the scar.
Despite the long journey, Justina will keep bringing Irene back. The team will do what it can to treat the scar, keep an eye on any possible complications that may arise, and operate if need be. It's the type of operation that Ian hopes could one day be done by local surgeons.
If these sorts of cases can be handled by locals, then of course there would be a significant benefit to the whole population.
In a country with more than 45 million people, there is not one qualified reconstructive surgeon in Tanzania. Local doctors like Victor will learn a huge amount in the next 2 weeks, but the ultimate goal is for Rafiki to capacity build on a much larger scale. The next couple of years will be exciting for us as we take on an ambitious training program. Our team is about as close as you'll get to miracle workers, but the need in Tanzania is so large, often heartbreaking decisions are made to turn away patients. Well-trained local reconstructive surgeons would certainly help carry the burden. While in Tanzania, the teams work incredibly long hours to achieve as much as possible.
Oh, look, I think the setup here is amazing. The amount of work we get done with very limited resources is incredible, and most of that is due to the organisation of Taka and Alice, I think, and also the goodwill of the hospitals and the other donors and stuff that enable us to have that sort of equipment.
The teams work side by side in the same theatre under stressful, hot conditions, but thankfully they keep coming back.
On the other hand, it is actually quite nice working in this team environment where you can ask quick questions, get advice and help, and support each other. So it's a nice social atmosphere.
Selecting the right team is vital.
Not everything about the skill only. It's people who can actually communicate effectively and work together as a team member. It's really, really important.
As evening approaches, everyone pitches in and spirits are high.
When I faint, I want to land on a clean floor.
Very good team. Once again, I give myself a pat on the shoulder.
The last patient of the day is Nyanopwe. She really stands out, not because of her large cleft, but her grace and smile. She can't hide her excitement, as today is the day she has been dreaming about and hoping for her whole life. Not many people would walk through the daunting double doors to theatre with a big smile on their face like Nyanopwe. Her smile is about to get a whole lot brighter.
We've been on our feet and it's hot all day, but to see the results from some of the patients, like from when they begin with the cleft lips and the palates to when we finish, you don't really care how long you're there for or how many hours it takes. You just know that when they wake up, they're going to be so happy. So it's really cool to be able to be involved with that. Yeah.
Still groggy, Nyanopwe gets a glimpse of her face for the first time. And after a thumbs up, heads back to the ward. Thanks to the dedication of our volunteers and help from our supporters, Rafiki has changed the lives of almost 2,000 patients, their families and communities, who all had their heartbreaking stories turned around. Today, the team made a huge difference in the lives of Veronica, Irene, Nixon and Nyanopwe. And that was just day one.